Good Tuesday morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get airborne with a two-part brief. First part of the brief is going to be a Max Afterburner Investment Club brief, and then we're going to knock out a quick primary live trade brief. Really excited to do this, folks. This will be your last opportunity to get a lifetime membership at the current investment. It's going to go up next year a good amount. Let's go, Brandon. Uh, we did it, Joe. All right, mission objective for the first part of this brief is going to be a quick 2023 debrief, and also we're going to take a look at 2024. Um, and I can't wait to give you that sit rep. Going to take a look at our performance year to date. Men lie, brokerage accounts don't. So we'll take a look at how we're doing, how you doing year to date. Hook you up with a lifetime discount, last one this year, and I'm going to allow you to do something really cool with a portion of the lifetime investment. 5 new members, uh, and like I said, you're gonna get a cool charitable donation before the end of the year. Okay, let's go with a quick 2023 debrief. You ready for this? 2 words: nailed it. I don't think we could. I don't think I could say more. Of course, I can say more. I can say a lot more, but we nailed it. Joe Biden's junior year was a shit show, train wreck, a recession, and a bear market. No, no, Wiz, they changed the definition of the word recession. Oh, that's right, I forgot about that. Along with woman and Inflation Reduction Act, and we just changed names, and then it's not that anymore. Oh, I got it. You're right. So I was wrong, I guess, for this year. So 2023 was was an awesome year of trading, one of my best in over 3 decades. And we had an absolute blast. So I'm actually going to spend more time on looking forward than on a 2023 debrief because if you've been here for 2023, you knocked the cover off the ball. I showed you how to profit as other people panic, which is a pretty cool thing. So, like Daryl said here, you better diversify, learn how to do everything you can, and get defensive. Interesting. So, 2024, Biden's senior year. And by senior year, I really mean that. The guy turned 81 yesterday. He's a national embarrassment uh, on all levels. I just can't even, I'm not even going to, I was going to say jump all over his grave. I'm not going to say that because that's not, God forbid. But horrible outlook for 2024 with him, this administration, and just everything. War, Europe, Middle East, and most likely Asia. Okay, we saw Xi Jinping fly into San Francisco and get treated like royalty. They cleaned up San Francisco for a Chinese communist dictator, but they won't clean it up for the people who live there. And then at the dinner, Tim Cook and all the other limousine liberals, Larry Fink, and all the other CEOs, slobbing all over Xi. Standing ovation for Xi Jinping from our business leaders. Again, rhetorical question, but dude, why haven't you invaded Taiwan by now? I think actually, based on his reception that he got from the United States business community, he doesn't have to like physically invade. He's just going to slowly, it's the boiled frog. It literally is the boiled frog. The dude just, if you got to be, if you're Xi Jinping's head of intelligence or security, you just got to sit there and be like, dude, we don't even have to do anything. They're doing this to themselves, right? So for 2024, still war in Europe, still war in the Middle East, and maybe war in Asia. Inflation, absolute inflation. Why is the max afterburner price going up for 2024? Because everything that it related to my business has gone up. My CRM system emailed the other day, 20% price increase effective immediately. I'm like, for what? So the cost of everything has gone up. So the cost of everything here is going to go up, period. I can't keep eating that, right? So that's why people, doing the whole Bidenomics thing, like, I can't believe the American people aren't so appreciative of what Joe Biden has done for the economy. Are you people fucking high? It's a shit show. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. They don't care. Interest rates, the Fed next year is going to be a big deal. We spoke yesterday in our solo Amazon brief about the Federal Reserve being wagged by the market, the Wall Street Journal, and everybody in between. What do I mean by that? Right? We're all familiar with the Wag the Doll movie, right? So for the past week, 2 weeks, we've been treated to headlines like this: Wall Street has a plan for a soft landing. Buy more stocks. Investors pile in, but some say it's too soon to declare victory. So there's one. Cooling inflation, whoa, cooling inflation likely ends Fed rate hikes. Cooling inflation likely ends Fed rate hikes. You and I both know inflation sucks. 3.5%, whatever it is, it's clearly way above the Fed's target rate. And it's burning Americans to death, their wallets, their pocketbooks, everything. But this is the narrative now. Oh, inflation's cooled. Okay. Is the stock market rally about to rev up? Investors are embracing stocks and eyeing a year-end rally in markets. Okay. So you can see the narrative in the financial media has clearly shifted. You all know that when I was up in Chicago, I started Peak Six University and then the Options News Network. We were going to train institutional investors and hedge funds and mom and pop about trading options because out of the 10,000 hedge funds I researched, 9,500 weren't hedge funds. They were called hedge funds. They didn't hedge. The majority are what? Long only, meaning they just buy. They buy stocks and they sit there, right? So the bias, folks, of markets is always up because options traders like me, I don't care which way the market's moving, up, down, sideways, I can print money. But the majority of institutional investors need the market to go up. So it's a self-licking ice cream cone. The Wall Street Journal, the hedge funds, Larry Fink, who has a direct phone number to Jerome Powell. Remember all that during COVID and those folks like, oh yeah, I have a call with the Fed chief. Oh, that must be nice. Must be nice. You're a money manager and you and Jerome just chat. Can I as a retail investor? So with that narrative now, ladies and gentlemen, 2024 is looking pretty interesting. How about an election? If you've been here for a while, you know that back in 2000, whatever it was, I looked into this camera, older computer, younger whiz, and I said, not only does Donald Trump win, the market rallies. How did I know that? I was flying around the country giving keynotes. My leadership business consulting business was going awesome, and I was talking to people. No, Wiz. So the New York Times says there's a 94% probability Hillary Clinton wins, 6% probability Trump wins. I'm like, that's just a lie. Even all these idiots on CNBC. Oh my God! If even if he won by some stroke of Satan, the market would implode. Not only did that not happen, he won, and the market exploded just as I predicted. So elections, to quote a community organizer, one-term senator from Chicago, who became president, elections have consequences. Okay. The polls last weekend were a horror for Joe Biden. He's losing to Trump in 5 battleground states. Okay. Not once during the last election was Trump ahead. This is the first time the guy's actually ahead in a thing against Biden. Nikki Haley beats him. Even Ron DeSantis beats Joe Biden. Now we have Gavin Useless Newsom waiting in the wings like a vulture. But even if Joe, which I fully expect to happen, him to bow out and appoint Gavin kind of in his stead, it's going to impact the market. Joe Biden goes, even if it's useless, the market will rally. If a Republican, Trump, God forbid, Nikki Haley or DeSantis win, it will be a rip your face off rally. I guarantee you. Okay. So the election next year is definitely going to have consequences. So looking at 2024, war, inflation, world war, inflation still raging, high interest rates, right? We were told higher for longer for the past couple months. Janet, Jerome, oh, well, we're going to probably stay up here for a while, higher for longer, right? That's what we've been told. The election, all sorts of crazy stuff going on. What is my 2024 outlook? Now, real quick before I tell you my outlook, if you took time machine, you can go forward in time. You can't go back in time. I've done the research. If you went back to 2006, 7, 8, 9, me and the Chicago Board of Trade at ground zero during the financial crisis, literally, and you brought me to today, and I saw my own brief, and I looked at this slide. First of all, I'd see the word Joe Biden. I'd be like, what the fuck? What happened? But I'd look at everything else like, oh my God, there's two wars going. Oh, Israel and Iran finally at war. Oh, okay. You're Russia at war. I'd look at everything on the what's inflation at? Oh my God, what are interest rates at? I would look at you and go, the VIX is clearly at 90 and the S&P's at 1,000, and I'd be wrong. So my outlook for 2024 is to buy with both hands. Now that might shock some of you, but you have got to trade the market you have, not the one you want. Ladies and gentlemen, the market lives where? The market ain't present like me. The market lives here in the white space. Nobody in this room has a broker that lets you trade off the left side of the chart. Already happened, man. It's like Marcus Luttrell in Lone Survivor, right? Hey, man, I'm shot. Dude, you're living in the past. Get present. We're all shot. Let's fight. So the market lives all the way out in the future. Okay. Some of these really strong rallies, like this insane rip, and this one, that was a tech rally that we nailed that it was going to end and we printed money. Price is price, right? Price, the S&P 500 right now, that's the price of the S&P 500. Price is price. But it's looking forward. So where is the market looking right now? It is looking at Jerome Powell cutting interest rates, right? So last week or back in the middle here, that last cool inflation print, I'm like 3.4% is cool. Yeah, but it used to be 9.1. Okay, other than that, Mrs. Kennedy, how was the parade? We're still burning to death from inflation down here. Yeah, whatever, Wiz. We live in the Hamptons. So, ladies and gentlemen, the market is out here, and the market is wagging Jerome, and there will be cuts next year. Now, let me be brutally honest. I don't believe that's what should be going on. I think the Fed should raise a couple more times. They're not going to listen to me. I see inflation. You are about to see, well, if you don't buy your lifetime today, you'll see inflation next year. It's impacting all of us. But up here at the high level, at the Fed and the Treasury, they're done. Okay, so having said that they're done, I could not be more bullish for next year. And we're going to have a blast. I cannot wait for next year. A lot of good stuff going to be going on with our joint ventures and everything that lifetime members get access to. So it's going to be a great year. Now, it's going to suck. Inflation is still going to be raging. Interest rates will be high for I nailed this here, folks, didn't I? June, middle of the year turnaround. June 1st, the market literally turned around and went straight up. We nailed it. You can't get any better than that. I will go with the same prediction for 24. Mid-June, we probably will see a cut. We might see one increase between now and the middle of next year, maybe two if inflation kind of rears its ugly head. But I predict by the middle of next year, cuts. I'm not going to give you how many or anything like that because I think that's a fool's game, but I will say middle of next year, they will be a cut. Okay. Now, let's talk about the so-called smart money real quick. How's the smart money doing? I took this screenshot this morning. The Barclays Hedge Fund Index. Yeah, Scott, we'll talk about that in a couple minutes. I didn't say buy with both hands right now, did I? So when we get tactical, we're going to nail that. I agree with you. So the smart money, ladies and gentlemen, as of me taking this screenshot this morning, is up 2.35%. What a great night for sports last night for the Buckley family. Went to the Panthers game, great game, ton of fights. They beat the Oilers, and as we were in the No Fallen Heroes Foundation suite, I watched the Eagles beat the Chiefs. Fantastic. Talking to a couple guests in our suite. One is a Morgan Stanley money manager in Fort Lauderdale. He's up 7% year to date. And he's like, dude, my clients are going crazy, man. They couldn't be happier. I'm like, what did you just say the word happier? Then I showed him my personal account and he's like, what the, let's just say 2.35%. He's like, well, I'm crushing the average hedge fund year to date. I'm like, that's, I'd be embarrassed if I were you. Took this screenshot this morning. Look at the past 3 months. September, October, November. Whoa, 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 implosion, explosion. Now we're all going to die. No, we're not. Rip your face off, rally straight up. Look at that. I want you to stare at that picture, folks. If you've been trading on your own for the past couple months, if you haven't been in Lifetime, this looks like an absolute nightmare. That's the S&P 500 for the past 3 months. Screenshot this morning. Here's the other screenshot I took this morning. My personal account that I trade for Lifetime is up 108%. Now, if you don't believe a screenshot there, and live brokerage accounts though, here is my E-Trade account. It is right there. There's a complete view at the beginning. You scroll down, click on individual brokerage, and you click on performance. There it is. And of course, let's compare the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ. Look at the NASDAQ, folks. 36%. 18%. I told my buddy last night, I'm like, dude, 7%. I would have told your clients to buy the S&P 500. And they would have doubled. I'm an active money manager. I'm like, they could have been inactive. He's a buddy. We give each other shit. But ladies and gentlemen, I just showed you September, October, November of the S&P 500. I printed money hand over fist as you saw this going on, didn't you? Okay. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is the number one reason to join Lifetime. Okay. When the volatility strikes, Wiz destroys it. So it's easy to print money when the market's going up. Everybody does good. Where you make your money as a smart options trader is right there in that green box. So men lie, brokerage accounts don't. My personal mission objective is in the next month and a half to be up another 30%. So if you join today, hopefully you make 30% next month and a half. Why? Because I want to beat the NASDAQ by 100%. That's my personal mission objective. Because I love watching CNBC and people are like, oh, well, yeah, the NASDAQ is crushing it year to date. I'm like, your definition of crushing is completely different from mine. 108%, folks. Triple digit return year to date. Now, if you're a political science major like me, let's do some math. If you started last year with 25 grand, you're up over 55. If you started trading with me at 50 grand at the beginning of the year, you're up 110, 115 grand. If you started this year with 100 grand with me, you have $220,000. How many of you would like to double your money? Now, the model portfolios are awesome. Amazon, solo Amazon, the primary model portfolio is up 300 and like 333. Weekly options is 150K. That's our tactical portfolio. And then AR is down there at 66%. That's over $650,000 in profitable trades in 11 months. Okay. Um, that's $1 million annualized, folks. And it's funny because I remember being in Chicago. I was starting a hedge fund. We were building a hedge fund, a volatility arbitrage hedge fund. And the marketing firms that we were interviewing, they're like, we can't show these returns. And we're like, why? They're like, nobody believes them. That's what I feel about this. But I just showed you my brokerage account. You can go to the Top Gun Options homepage, scroll down under personal account, click on that, and there's the PDF of all my trades. I post it every quarter. So men lie, brokerage accounts don't. So, because we got to get going with our primary life trade brief, here's the deal. It's time. We have 251 members in the Max Afterburner group, 251 awesome elite traders. And today you're going to get the opportunity to pitch into the fight and save some lives. Quick reminder, on the left side of the fence, this is where we do our training. A lot of you are in solo Amazon. Some of you are trading weekly futures. And some of you are in the full throttle program. That's great. That's on the left side of the fence. That's where you learn. But if you are ready to get airborne and execute with real capital, we have a couple of investment clubs. And the one we're going to talk about for the next 5 minutes is called Max Afterburner. You guys are all current members, so this one's going to be really, really quick. Investment club, man, there's investment clubs all over the place. There's investment club of Boca Raton. There's the Beardstown Ladies. They're on CNBC every year. They sit around and knit, and they all talk about stocks, and they all decide what stocks to buy or sell. There's college investing clubs. I've been asked to go speak over at FAU across the street to their investment club. They're all over the place. Tiger 21 is an investment club, blah, blah, blah. Jim Cramer has a shitty investment club, unless you join Jim Cramer's investment club and you do the exact opposite of what he says, and then you'll print money. So investment clubs are pretty awesome. There's two types. There's the Beardstown Lady investment clubs where they all sit around. They have one account and they all have to decide, and then somebody fires that trade. They pull their money together and that type of stuff. I would rather get my teeth drilled. And for the past month, I have had my teeth drilled, and it's been an absolute horror. So no, I would not ever do that. No, thank you. I have zero interest in doing that. What I do love is this, a self-directed club where we all get together, we select, we research, we do stuff, but you are the, say it with me, PIC. You are the pilot in command of your portfolio, not me, man. I'm a single seat fighter pilot. I'm a single seat options trader. We can all brief together to go fly our combat mission, but at the end of the day, man, you got the trigger and the pickle button and you sign for the airplane, not me. So we have a self-directed investment squadron. How'd this start? I'll never forget this, man. January 21st, 2020. All the beautiful people, let's go back in history. All the beautiful people were in Davos, Switzerland. Remember that, right? All these limousine liberals, they fly into that airport with their private jets, and then they lecture us on, the climate change. Before this happened, I was getting some intelligence. One of the reasons you need to be a Max Afterburner member is because this thing is worth $1 billion, this cell phone. People in the Pentagon, people that were in the White House, people on on Capitol Hill, people in Greenwich, people in Hong Kong. I got a huge network. So somebody was telling me in December and January, dude, there's something that escaped from a level 4 weapons facility in China and it's coming here. I'm like, dude, that sounds like a horror science fiction movie. He's like, yeah, it's coming. So I knew that. And I'm like, In Switzerland, Ray Dalio and all the beautiful people, what did he tell you? Cash is trash. Get in the markets, baby. You're a moron if you're sitting on the sidelines. January 22nd, ladies and gentlemen, a famous interview with Donald Trump in Davos. Joe Kiernan from CNBC. Throwaway question at the end of the interview. Oh, wait, one more question, Mr. President, before we go. Yeah, what's up, Joe? This China virus. What's this China flu or something? He's like, dumb question, Joe. You ask the dumbest questions of everybody ever. It's not coming here. I love Xi. Xi Jinping's a good dude. He's been to Mar-a-Lago, got a great backswing. I love Xi. You're trash. Dumb question. I looked into this camera and I said, get out. I said, he's lying. It's coming here. It's already here. The market's going to crash. We're going to buy puts on the S&P 500 and get long volatility. What happened? All of that. I turned literally, you'll see the case studies, little old ladies in tennis shoes into millionaires. $2.5 million in profitable trades in a month. Now, if you don't believe any of that, you clearly weren't here, and I have everything recorded. And I also wrote a book about it with all the trades and the documentation. COVID crash from panic to profit. What's this have to do with the investment club? Well, around that time, I was doing this in the live trade briefs. And I'd get done the brief after an hour, and I'm like, all right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow, but I'm going to keep trading today, and I'm going to make another 50 grand. And people were like, whoa, don't close the brief. And how do we do this? And I said, well, let me think. Talk to my attorneys, talk to some people, and they're like, dude, you just open an investment club and you can do this stuff 24/7 and have an app. I'm like, why didn't I think of that before? So I came up with the investment clubs. And oh, by the way, after the smart money got it wrong on the way down, saying, oh, this is the bottom. Oh, I'd buy here. Donald Trump, I gotta, for the next time I do this brief, Trump tweet. He sent out a tweet one day during the COVID crash and said, what? Stocks are looking good here. I'd be a buyer of stocks here, right here. I'm brilliant. The next day, the Dow went down 3,000 points. He deleted the tweet. I have a screenshot of it. Here's what the smart money said, right? After Jerome Powell dropped the biggest financial nuke on a Thursday morning with 6 million weekly unemployment claims, I was getting ready to hit enter on the biggest bearish trade of my life. And Jerome Powell said, nope, here's what we're going to do. And I deleted all of that and said, buy with both hands. We will never look back. What did the smart money like Jeffrey Gundlach do about a month later? No, we're gonna retest tomorrow. No, we're gonna re-implode again. They got it wrong on the way down, and they got it wrong on the way up. I didn't, and I made millionaires here at Top Gun Options. And I started the investment club so we could do stuff outside of the live trade brief. I ain't sitting here in a live trading room for 8 hours. Again, I'd rather get my teeth drilled. I go to the beach, I go speak, I do my foundation work, and I post the trades in a group me. Okay. So we're the smart money, folks. I'm done with it. The Max Afterburner Group is better than any hedge fund I know. I know a lot of hedge funds. Why would we be better than any hedge fund? I'll tell you. Because we have a ton of experience. We got doctors, lawyers, airline pilots, fighter pilots, stay-at-home moms and dads, small business owners. We have everybody across the wide swath of experience levels. And guess what we do? We research and trade because we care. Whose money are we trading? Ours. I am trading mine. It cracks me up whenever I hear the term professional trader. No one cares more about your money than you. If somebody else cares more about your money than you, you're weird. All offense intended. That makes zero sense to me. So let me give you a quick example. There's our trading floor in Chicago. You weren't allowed to trade biotechs. Why? Because of what I'm about to tell you. You weren't allowed to trade biotechs. This trader, he was a buddy. Had a couple beers with the guy, nice enough dude. This guy made a $4 million bet that Immunogen shares, hey whiz, it passed phase 1, it passed phase 2. Of course it's going to pass its phase 3 trials. It failed. Phase 3 trials, And in the span of 30 seconds, he lost 4 million bucks. The HR director at our company was a little old lady. So whenever, and it was all trader dudes, big guys. She's like, when I fire people, I need you in my office. I'm like, that's great. So as I'm walking this man out of the firm, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He looked at me, and you know what he said, folks? He goes, wasn't my money. He was, and he 2 weeks later, he was working at a competitive competing firm. Wasn't my money. So I love these so-called smart money people, where the vast majority of them, they are not trading their own money. Unless you're a partner in a firm. I was a junior partner in this firm. They ain't trade. They're trading the house's money. It's pretty easy to trade the house's money, isn't it? So the Max Afterburner Group, we're trading our own money, man. So our give a shit meter is a lot higher. Another benefit of this group is you get to red team. What does that mean? I guarantee you, some of you wake up, put on your bunny slippers, drink your coffee, and go, huh, what am I doing today? What am I trading? What am I investing? You're trading solo. It's very, very lonely. You know, in this group, if you got a trade idea, you throw it in there and go rip it apart. Become the enemy, become the market. How is this trade going to fail? I got to be honest with you, folks. I find a lot of great trade ideas from everybody else in here, and vice versa, right? If every, I love this headline here. Investors often prefer to stick their heads in the sand rather than confront the evidence in front of them. Okay. Not in the Max Afterburner Group, man. If you want to get your trades red teamed, here's what I'm thinking about doing. Here's my commit criteria. Make it better. If we can't make it better and we look at it and go, man, that's a pretty damn good trade, I'll take the damn thing. Okay. So, like I said, we have two investment clubs. Max Afterburner, you get lifetime access to Top Gun options, folks. You get all my opening trades, closing trades. There's people like, how come you don't send out closing text alerts? I'm like, because I told you when I was going to get out of the trade when I got into it. So there ain't no such thing as closing trade alerts, text alerts. There are closing in here. I throw exactly in here. You get all of my intel. There's been some fantastic market moving intel in this Max Afterburner group. You get to answer. I answer your questions. You answer. Other people answer questions. We all interact, folks. This is awesome. I just can't say too much about this. And you get access to everything that we currently have. And you ready for this? Everything that we launch in the future. On my whiteboard for next year is some pretty cool shit. Not going to unzip my fly right now, but let's just say you get access to what's coming. If you don't, if you're not lifetime, you're going to pay extra for it. That's the way it is. And then we also have the Hunters, which is a separate investment club. It's obviously way, way, way cheaper from Max Afterburner. You don't have the GroupMe app. It's not a lifetime membership. You still got to pay for stuff. So separate investment club, but it's kind of like junior Afterburner, so to speak. Okay. So, um, like I just said, you get access to all my stuff, all the proprietary intel, my mastermind group every Tuesday and Thursday morning. I don't go to yoga. I do my call. We got a group of folks. Everybody who I just kind of mentioned in passing is on this call. It is kind of a, you know, the Illuminati. It's fun, military, all sorts of stuff. I already hit all this stuff, but folks, the big deal is you're not paying anything again except an annual maintenance fee, which we'll talk about in a second. But there's some, if you guys know me, you know there's a lot of big stuff coming. So in 2023, it was 22.5 for a lifetime membership. It increased to 24 grand because we launched a weekly options on future service that's like 1,500 bucks or something like that. So it's not going to be 24K. I'm going to hook you up with your last deal for 2023 before it does go up even more. And you pay an annual 495 maintenance fee every January 1st. That is a annual maintenance fee, and we launched options on futures this year, so that's the price increase. You get access to all current and future services, and nobody else does this, folks. There is not one lifetime membership service that does this, and a lot of people give me shit for it in the industry, like, dude, that's a waste. I'm like, it's actually not. You get to transfer your lifetime membership to an immediate family member. Okay. Madeline, I can wire the payments today. Monday, we'll find a way to get the agreement signed and returned as soon as possible. Can't believe you are allowing immediate family members to use this information. Never heard of that. You are the only one doing this. Might as well call it a family plan. I'm a family man. I like family plans. A lot of folks who are a little senior, we got 70-year-olds, 80-year-olds, 60-year-olds who are like, dude, I'm a little senior. Give it to somebody. Give it to your immediate family member, and that pushes people over the edge. So why wouldn't you do something like that? Other people are greedy. No, charge 50%. No, you can transfer this to an immediate family member. Before I forget, the lifetime agreement is in the materials tab. So over here on your materials tab, it says right there you can download the agreement. There's a spot in there that says, hey, I'd like to transfer this to whoever. If you don't know who you want to give this to right now, just put TBD in there. You're me, you know me. I'll whenever you figure that out, you can let me know. You don't have to put it in there, but there's a space for it. So I got to hustle because we got to get going. Here's what the lifetime membership has done, folks, and it's going to do that. It almost looks like Amazon's annual revenue. So it is going up in price. You get access to everything we do here: solo Amazon, primary, weekly, accelerated retirement, all the training, weekly options on futures. You get access to everything as a lifetime member, and the only thing you pay ever again is the $495 maintenance fee. So this essentially vests like in a year. Okay. Like I said, we launched this 1,500 bucks, weekly options on futures. Nell, I just had a great call with her yesterday. She runs CTG. She's giving a portion of all the commissions back to the No Fallen Heroes Foundation. So that's why and for folks that are in this right now, I talked to Jeff Tompkins yesterday. He's going to give you guys access to his options stuff too, not just the weekly options on futures, because he wants to help you guys out even more. I'll brief you on that in a little bit. So, and here's what I'm going to do since you don't have to read all that. Here's the two options. You have two options today to join Max Afterburner: a one-time payment, and I'm going to only let 5 people do that, or you can do 12 monthly payments. Okay, so and here's the two options. So for the next, let's call it 3 days, because I'm not working on Thanksgiving or Black Friday. I'm going to sit on the couch and watch people beat each other up for flat screen TVs. So you're going to save 3,000 bucks over the next 72 hours. Okay. If you act, here's the deal: one-time payment of $15,000. Now, here's what I'm going to do. The last lifetime brief, I gave it to you for 10K to TGO. I will let you do 5 to the No Fallen Heroes Foundation, folks. So we got our IRS approval, 7 months. So you make a charitable donation before the end of the year. We'll talk about that in a second. $5,000 goes to save and change lives, period. Okay. Couldn't do that before because we didn't have our IRS approval. And there was a gap between Top Gun Fighter Foundation and No Fallen Heroes. There's I'm like, damn it. So this is an awesome opportunity for you to help save the life of a veteran, first responder, or family member, and get a great. I love leading with that and hate ending with this, or I love ending with this actually. And it's a tax write-off, man. 501c3. That lifetime will go up in 2024 significantly. Why? Why is divorce expensive? Because it's worth it. Why is lifetime going up? Because it's worth it. 108% year to date, ladies and gentlemen. Most lifetime members pay it off. Hell, what was last week? 11. I made 11.5 in profitable trades last week. I made almost a lifetime membership in a week of trades last week when I couldn't talk and I was taking a break. So I will work with you if needed. You ready for this? Here's what I'm willing to do. Let's make a deal. You could do a one-time donation to No Fallen Heroes for 5K, and you can do 12 monthly payments of $1,000. Okay. Or how about you split up the monthly payments? You do 12 monthly payments of like 1250. You can do monthly payments on the No Fallen Heroes Foundation site. You can set up a recurring payment and 12 monthly payments of $1,000. I'll give you these links in a couple seconds. Okay. Here's the bottom line. If you want to join Lifetime today, you can. Okay. As soon as you say, hey, Wiz, I'm in, and here's how I want to structure it, you're done. You're filled. I will fill you on the trade. As long as you get the 15 and 10 somehow is going to TGO and 5 is going to the foundation to help save a life. For 5K, folks, that's one veteran or first responder to Costa Rica or Mexico, or 1.5 to Colorado. It's like $3,200 for when we go to Colorado. So you're doing some good work. Okay, so that is the deal that I'm willing to make. Literally, let's make a deal. If you're sitting there going, I need to be in Lifetime and I want to figure out how to do it, we will. I'll work with you and figure out. Hey, Wiz, I'll do this today and figure it. Boom. I promise you, we can figure it out. Okay, folks. That's essentially, or you can just do the monthly payment option, man, of 1,500 bucks a month for 12 months. Okay, that that saves you 6 grand or about 25%. I got to be honest, folks. That's one S&P 500 trade in a month. I do these a couple times a day, let alone once a month. Okay, so if you think that you can make one S&P 500 sniper trade each month, it's paid for. Period. Okay, and here's what I'll guarantee: if I don't make a minimum of 1,500 bucks a month in profit, I'll pay for you don't pay that much. I mean, that just it makes zero sense. The probabilities of that happening are 0.01 infinity. It's not going to happen. That's why I will pay for that month if you don't make 1,500 bucks of the trades I put out. You can't just sit there and go, I didn't do anything this month. Duh. No, I guarantee you, that's a guarantee that I will make at least 1,500 bucks a month in profit, if not more. Okay, so all right, we got to go. $495 maintenance fee every January 1st. If you email me with the Top Gun option, say, dude, here's what I want to do. I prefer a wire because it's what $25 wire fee. PayPal is a disgrace for a $10,000 transaction on PayPal. It's going to be 10,300 bucks. If it's 15 grand, it's 15.5. It's obscene. I'm not eating that fee. You are. So if you want to use a credit card, you can and get your air miles and everything like that. But the wire transfer, the wire instructions are on the lifetime agreement. You have to sign the lifetime agreement and get it back to me. Don't forget, good deals go to the Max Afterburner, folks. People have invested in the Healing Realty Trust. If you invested in the Healing Realty Trust, your initial investment is up technically 200%. Piper Sandler putting 50 million into that, with another 50 million potentially coming on January 1st. Another institutional investor down here in South Florida, another 50 million. The Healing REIT is printing money. Maverick Mind with the microdoses, the entertainment division. I'm working on the other side of this whiteboard is the 6 shows for live entertainment there's a ton of shit going on. The Max Afterburner people got into all these things, which is awesome. Final thing, you can transfer to an immediate family member. Again, folks, I like reading Andrew. I was 73 when I became a lifetime member. I look forward to making the cost via Wiz trading before leaving it to my children or grandchildren. A great incentive to live healthy and thrive. Dennis, Wiz, I'm 71 and a lifetime member. Dwayne, I went lifetime when I realized I was making $20,000 per month listening to you. Folks should really think about lifetime membership. When I joined in 2013, I thought I'd do it for a year or so and move on my own. That worked for a little while. Then I joined again a few years later. I find the intel to be priceless. My point is that I've spent more on an annual membership over the years than lifetime. I want that to sink in. Mark, Provo, call sign Utah, Blue Angel, FedEx pilot. He'll tell you he ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Utah joined a couple months ago. Good morning. Thanks, brother, for all you have taught me. Last month, I made $46,450, starting with a $30,000 account. He started with a $30,000 account. I forget. Provo did he's a captain at FedEx. He was in Fort Lauderdale. We did lunch. I forget how long ago that was. It was recently. He's like, all right, dude, I'm in. Started with 30 grand. He's over 100. So if you're sitting there going, wow, 15 is a lot of money. It's actually not a lot of money. Some of the lifetime members can chime in. They're like, dude, it's underpriced. I know it's underpriced. So there's Utah. Absolutely crushing it. 100 grand from 30 in months, folks. Wiz started with a 295 subscription, put 20 grand into my stock account. By March 9th, the 20 was 60. So he became an annual member. This morning, 150 grand. Folks, he started with 20. Okay. So here's two of the COVID crash winners. Ann went from 250 to 2.7. Seth went from 300 to 1.1 million. Okay. Those are COVID crash screenshots. I got lifetime for 10 grand for Costa Rican trip a couple months ago. Started slow, but now covered the lifetime fee already. Time for donation to No Fallen Heroes. Thank you, John. Dennis, $6,200 yesterday. Dog fighting the S&P 500. 22 grand in 3 trading days. Started 3 years ago in accelerated retirement and then added solo Amazon. And after my first 6-figure income year, joined Lifetime. And I'm amazed at the value provided. At 74 years old, I say get on board now and your financial life will change dramatically. That's enough. I'm not going to, there's, there's a ton of these. I will tell you that I would show you shitty performance from a Max Afterburner member. I've lost all my money. I'm broke. My initial investment of 20, it used to be 20 grand for lifetime, I never made it back. Not one of those heard, period. And I'd show you those, right? Because you have to try and show negative stuff. I have not gotten one negative like, oh, I lost all my money in Max Afterburner. Like I said, when you are up 108% year to date, you're good to go. All right, let's start trading. Sorry about that. That went a little long, but here's the links. If you want to, Wiz, I'm just going to get airborne in lifetime. I can't do the one-time payment. Here's the link for the $1,500 a month right there. Okay. Now, if you want to do, where is it? If you want to split it up, like, hey man, let me show you. This is the donation page for No Fallen Heroes. Okay. Paste right there. So you can do a monthly donation amount down here, folks. Right here. Down here, you can do the monthly donation account. Okay. $100 a month, $500 a month. You come to me with your drug deal and I'll fill your drug deal. Okay. Here's the link for the $1,250 per month lifetime membership instead of the 1,500. So if you want to do, Wiz, I'll do the $1,250 a month and make a $3 grand donation to the foundation. However you want to do it, I will make it work, because every time I do this lifetime offer, people are like, we work drug deals, and I do it. So because I want you to join Lifetime, man. If I wasn't doing this, I'd be doing this on my own, folks. There's 250 members in here. I could just be doing Lifetime. I don't have to do all these live trade briefs and stuff like this. So, Wiz, think you meant to say 12 month. Yeah. What did I do? Yeah. If you do the donation to the foundation, yeah. What did I say something wrong? What did I say wrong? All right, guys. Where is it? Oh, do you think however the math works out, Frank? I'm not good at math, guys. You guys, I'm a political science major. I used to be awesome at math. So let's make a deal. You got 72 hours to make a deal and email me. It will be going up in 2024 significantly, especially with what I'm going to be launching in 2024. You will pay a shitload more to be a lifetime member. I can sit here and show you a ton of testimonials and case studies from current uh, lifetime members who are like, I'm kicking myself I didn't get it at X price. Don't be that guy or that gal. All right, any questions on that before we start printing some money here? This is your last opportunity. So again, we are a 501c3 approved foundation. Okay. And let me talk real quick to the current lifetime members who are grandfathered in from 3 years ago, that you're not paying a maintenance fee and you paid like a really low lifetime membership fee. I'm going to ask you on January 1st to make a donation. If you're not getting charged that annual maintenance fee, do your veterans a favor and maybe donate on January 1st. I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna hit you hard, man. Uh, because I grandfathered you in. I'm not that guy that's going to go, by the way, I'm going to make it retroactive. People do that, and they do that in this industry all the time, and I'm not going to do that. I'm going to rely on your good graces. Okay. So, all right. Um, let's go ahead and get airborne and do some trading. If you have any questions, shoot me an email, wiz@topgunoptions.com. The agreement is right there. I prefer the wire. If you don't do a wire, you're eating the PayPal fee. No offense, it's business. I'm not eating a 3% fee with PayPal. It's a disgrace. But if you want to, a lot of people are like, I want to get my air miles. Okay, well, yeah, I hope the 3% fee is going to be worth it. All right, let's go ahead and get airborne. So we, seen this rip your face off rally, folks. We've already talked about the reasons why. Okay, um, short squeeze here, cooling inflation here. Not Jerome Powell, Janet Yellen, the Treasury, bringing the bond below 5%, juiced the market. So now we're up here and we're kind of hanging. Um, I like calling this the MacGyver market, right? We're all old enough this room. I watched the original MacGyver, right? The guy's like, give me some string, a paper clip, and a straw, and I'll build a helicopter. This thing is up here on nothing. Okay. But you guys have all learned a lot of wizisms over your time here. You have to trade the market you have, not the one you want. Not that I want a down market. Actually, I do want a down market. I love blood in the streets, not literally, but I loved this. You saw my portfolio do this as this happened. So I love this. I don't love this for average Americans who don't know what the hell they're doing. But average Americans are also not at Top Gun Options printing triple digit returns year to date. So I uh, but Mike, there was a big write up about Nvidia, and where was it? I think I put that in the Max Afterburner group about Nvidia and what the tech stocks are going to be doing. We can talk about that in a second, but where is it? Stock market today, Dow dips ahead of Nvidia's earning results. And folks, let's go take a look at Nvidia real quick. I mean, that is a monster run into earnings and then a sell off. So you know what, Mike, let's park that one because I actually going to get back into what we've talked about and what we were talking about yesterday. When in doubt, what do? We run the Ma. So talking about being bullish out to 2024, you have got to be long-term bullish on Ma. Microsoft, and Amazon. We have a ton of Amazon on right now. We got a couple burner trades. I have my synthetic stock on. We are doing some good work with Amazon. Now, somebody said Amazon is taking a little bit of a dive today. I don't care. It's back. If you didn't get into the burner trade yesterday, I would use this opportunity, obviously, as a reason to get into it today. What's the reason behind the Amazon dip? Does anybody? Oh, okay. He needed to fill his boat or something that he unloaded some Amazon. Folks, that's a buy. If that's the only reason Amazon is down, that Amazon chairman Jeff Bezos may be aggressively selling shares on Tuesday. Okay. Folks, yeah, exactly. He lives well, he's moving, right? Did you see the video he posted? He went to high school down here in South Florida. He's like, I love Seattle, but I'm leaving. Why? Because the communists in Washington state and Seattle passed a billionaire tax who would hit him and like two other people in that state. If he stayed in Washington as a resident, he would pay $1 billion a year to live there. I now watch the pinko communists try and do a retro. If you fled like Gavin in California, if you've left the state in the past 10 years, we're coming after whatever revenue. So I have, I don't care about any of that. He's selling a lot of stock. He's got a lot going on, a lot to fund. Folks, I had a shitload of money in my account up until like 3 months ago. It's in the REIT It's in microdoses. It's going into Oregon. So I get it. You sell some stuff to fund stuff. So I don't. I, I, that means nothing to me. Jeff Bezos selling shares. The guy, if the guy needs some, it's so funny because people are like, "Oh, Elon Musk is the world's richest man." At one point, he's like, "I'm pretty cash flow poor." Right? You can be asset wealthy, right? You can have a big house, airplanes, boats, and everything like that, and have no money in your bank account. You're not liquid. So I have zero problems with this. So does anybody? Well, I'm not going to waste time on that. We did it yesterday. Go watch the. If you're not in solo Amazon, that's your fault. Go watch the solo Amazon brief from yesterday and add that bullish double vertical with Amazon down 4% today. This is a you're getting it at or I'm sorry, down 3% today. You're getting it cheaper. Look, it's already going to recover here. If anything, you know what? I know weekly options is tomorrow, but I would no. Let's do a weekly options trade here. No, so the news is already out, right? It's hey, Jeff Bezos is potentially buying some um, or selling some shares. Let's do. I think that's a great idea, and maybe even we leg into a weekly iron condor, 141.39. Yeah, let's go look at this real quick. It really has found support down here at 141, folks. I like this range up here. I like this little bit of a range. Let's leg potentially. Let's potentially leg into an iron condor here. A 140, a 140, 139 bull put spread. So I would sell 75 of Friday's 140 puts. That's me saying Amazon's above 140 by Friday. If I'm wrong and Amazon breaking news, Jeff's selling even more and it keeps going down, we buy downside puts, right? So I'm bullish on Amazon for the week, or at least I don't think it's going to keep bleeding. I'm using puts and it's a spread. This tactic is a bull put spread. It's also what? A credit spread. I'm bringing in a credit of 1,400 bucks to do this. Um, let's go up to 19 cents since it is flopping around here. Let's talk about the bad on this screen right now. Before I ever get into a trade, I know when I'm getting out. Double the credit that you take in right now. 19 times 2 is 38 cents. Write that down, excuse me, on your trade plan. However you Excel sheet, Word document, or like me with my cards, write it down. I would potentially eject at 38 cents. I would potentially close this trade. Haven't even gotten into it, and I know when I'd maybe get out of it for a minimum loss. Okay. So 19 cents times 2 is 38. All right. So we've already talked about the bad. I would maybe eject at 38 cents. Now, when I click on analyze, the first place I look is always the sad or angry face, never the happy face. Right here, I look at max potential loss. Now, this is a little north of my SOP. My SOP for the solo Amazon or any model portfolio is 5%. I do not want to risk more than 5% on any one trade. That is my risk management SOP. Okay. 5% of my $100,000 model portfolio is 5 grand. So I'm a little north of that, but why am I okay with that? Many of you know that my ratio is 1 to 0.25. Anything less than 1 to 0.25, which this is, I have to leg into an iron condor to bring this max risk down. Now, some of you might be sitting there going, okay, well, what's the bear call spread? I ain't doing the bear call spread yet. Okay. I think Amazon's going to recover here, and then I'll figure out what the bear call spread would be. The 145, 146. It depends. If we get a strong run out of Amazon here, I'm going to wait for that run to kind of take a break. So when I say I'm going to leg into an iron condor, I don't, and as I'm talking, Amazon is running away from us. Um, that would be the aggressive. Excuse me. So, and there goes the S&P 500 as I'm talking the market up here. The aggressive trade, let me give you two trades. One is the aggressive bull put spread weekly for Amazon. It would be the 141, 140 at 27 cents. That would risk 55 to make two. Okay. This is based, ladies and gentlemen, on 75 contracts. You don't want to risk 5,500 bucks. You don't do 75 contracts. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm showing you what I'm doing in this model portfolio. What you do on your side of the computer in your bunny slippers is your own business. So this would be the aggressive. This would be the more conservative. And it's really starting to run away from me here. I also have a bull put spread on that I fired in the Max Afterburner and the Hunters Group earlier that I'm keeping an eye on. All right, there's 18 cents. All right, let me grab screenshots of this real quick because I send out text and email alerts to people who aren't in the Max Afterburner group. But y'all got to wait for it until I get done the brief. Okay. Here's what I'm going to start doing too. I'm actually going to start doing this. Amazon. What's today's date? 11/21. I'm actually going to just start pasting because I can in the Max Afterburner group. I can paste this trade instead of typing it, right? Paste. Yeah, look at that. I'm just going to start doing this. Boom. So you get it immediately. All right. So that's the. Now let's talk on this slide about profit. I talked about bad already on the first slide. 19 cents times 2 is 38. Let's talk about profit. 7, 8, 9. If I'm looking at a 70, 80, or 90% profit on this credit that I take in, close it. You will often hear me say pigs get slaughtered. Do not, do not turn a 70, 80, or 90% winning trade into a 100% loss. How do I know that happens? Because I've done that in my younger life. I'm going to go golfing on Friday. There's a couple $100 left in this. Everything's looking great. Off to the golf course. Breaking news, something bad happened, and Wiz just lost the max potential loss. Do not do that. If you do that, you will never do it again because it sucks. So do not do that. 789. Okay. Let me grab a screenshot of this. Again, I want a leg into an iron condor. I just don't know what that's going to be yet, right? I don't know what the bear call spread is going to be. Let's say Amazon between now and Friday gets fat on Turkey Day. And between us ladies, folks, the other reason I'm doing this, not only because Amazon just, kind of gave some back, is um, Black Friday, man. Half a day or whatever the day. Exactly, Scott. I love the paste idea too. Just thought about that. Because I can, right now, on this new snipping tool, you can click copy and paste it. So there you go. You just saw Max Afterburner evolve this morning. So if you're sitting there, you could be on a chairlift right now. You can be on the beach. You don't even have to be in the live trade brief. You just got the trade immediately. Okay. Um, now let's go ahead and go back to this. Oh, I could have gotten 19. Let's try for 19, folks. I also give you a range. Let's say 19 cents plus or minus 2. I'd go up to 21 and as low as 17. I would not go outside that range. That means Amazon either went up or down, and I'd move those strikes a little bit. So let's shoot for 19 or 20 if you want to get it. So let me fire that trade. And the Hunters Investment Club, I can't paste, so I'll just pay an image. So you guys, the junior lifetime or junior afterburner, you're not lifetime because you still got to pay your membership stuff. There you go. All right. That isn't what I wanted to cover today, but when I see a trade, we're going to take it. Who cares about Jeff Bezos selling some shares? That means nothing to me. Now, if he's selling it because he hates Amazon and sees something bad coming, that's a problem. But everything that I've seen is him wanting to The dude ain't that liquid. A lot of rich people aren't that liquid, folks. So, what time is it? Man, I went way, way too long. Um, since I did a weekly options trade, why don't we do this? Tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the weekly options brief, we will cover my long-term bullish tech trades. Your homework is Microsoft. Since I recommended we get into Microsoft at the beginning of this year, it's up 63%. Gonna let that sink in. If you got into Microsoft when we recommended it, you're up 63%. Yeah, exactly, Mike. We do make more money the more I talk. Now, whoever asked this earlier, I don't know if it was you, Mike, or something like that. I would not. Let's go to this chart real quick. I would not. I still think we're going to get our Santa Claus rally, Kwanzaa, Winter Solstice, Hanukkah, fill in the blank. I think even with a little bit of a Santa rally, this is getting really long in the tooth here. Um, on my call this morning, there's a lot of people up here. Everybody's kind of looking around, smelling smoke and where's the exit? I don't think we're doing this. If anything, did you see the breaking news this morning that Israel won't confirm? There might be a 5-day ceasefire to get hostages and Hamas to rearm and kill more Israelis, but that's a separate conversation. You see something like that, we might even rip higher. Let's go. So look at, we get a ceasefire, and then obviously I didn't have time to cover this today, but where is it? Ukraine endgame. We're wrapping up. It's time to. It's so Ukraine. The jilted lover is sitting in the corner of the room, jumping up and down. What about me? And so 20. Here's my prediction for 2024. I talked about war. I think they're ending. I think we get a something. Israel ain't going to be doing this 6 months from now, man. They're going to keep steamrolling and whatever. So that will end, and this is going to end. We are not sitting here next year talking about Ukraine and Russia fighting, period. So, JG, you just read my mind. I told you months ago this was a great potential short, and it is going to be a short. So it peaked out here at almost 500, and it gave 40 points back. I told you to get bearish on Northrop Grumman. So it's on my whiteboard, and we'll talk about this. Well, you know what? Let's cover all this stuff tomorrow. Get ready for 2024, I would short the defense contractors. And there's a defense ETF. We're going to get bearish on those names. But real quick, before we go, I want to talk about volatility. The VIX down here at 13, man, it's obscene. Obscenely cheap. Okay. We all know that the VIX is a heart rate monitor. Something happens to freak the market out. Oh, and then it goes away. No, we're freaked. No, no. Look at these that ain't that long, but long periods of volatility. What is happening like around January 1st? The new speaker, I forget his name is, whatever his name is. They kicked the can down the road again last week to January. So we might have a pretty volatile January, and you guys all know my February's. February, September, October, they're 1 month together. Just squeeze them together. September, October are one of the most volatile months of the year, and February. Okay, so the beginning of the year, January, February 2024, might be pretty rocky. Okay, and you've seen me print money, rocky. So some of these names that I want to get really, really bullish on for the entire of 2024, I would not do now. Does everybody understand that? Again, Santa Rally can kind of keep going a little bit of stuff, but I think we get a January cover and a February shit show. I can almost guarantee that. I've been doing this for over 3 decades. That's usually what happens, and I think even more so this year. Because folks, it's November 21st. We got Turkey Day coming up. We got Turkey Day coming up, and man, it's you know it's almost the end of the year, man. I don't know. I wish my life away here, but so this is your. We're in the Santa rally, folks. I think there's a little bit more to go, but I think we get a January hover and then a February shit show. Hmm. Right down 11:10 in the morning on the 21st, another Wiz prediction. So if you're super, super long term bullish on those names that we're going to talk about tomorrow, you're not going to care if it kind of does this a little bit because 2 years out in the future, it'll be up here. Me, I love how people, on CNBC, right? People who try and time the market are they never do good or something like that. Excuse me, I couldn't hear you over my 108% return year to date, where I time the shit out of the market. So I love people who suck on CNBC. Like, yeah, that's a fool's errand when retail traders try and do that. Well, you might suck, but we don't. So I'd sit on my hands. Not we, unless you're a Max Afterburner member, I'm gonna do the next month and a week. We're gonna keep doing some tactical trading, and then we'll set up for our January, February, probably a little bit more tactical trading. But tomorrow, I will brief you on these are the names I'd buy with both hands for 2024, but I wouldn't be doing it tomorrow. If you want to do it tomorrow, like I said, man, you are the PIC. You are the pilot in command of your portfolio, not me. I can't fly and fight your airplane. You have to do it. Okay. We're all briefing together. We're all sitting in the ready room. We're getting airborne. Trading is combat, and we share our communication systems, just like I did in the F-18 Hornet right here. Especially when you're mobile on the group me, and we're gonna fight. Okay. So 11:11, make a wish. Your wish is to join Lifetime today. If your wish at 11, look at that. That literally is a God moment. At 11:11, let's make a deal, folks. You got until what, 3 days from now to hit me up with your deal. Wiz, this much to the foundation, this much to TGO, and it goes directly to the foundation, folks. It goes. You get your tax receipt and everything like that. If you want a nice tax donation before the end of the year, boom, you, I did that wrong. I led with the tax donation instead of helping people. I got to be honest with you, folks. Um, I suck. I'm pretty awesome at everything except this. I suck at running a foundation, which the main objective is to ask people for money. I can't stand asking people for money or donations. And it's kind of reflected with how the foundation's doing. I kind of fund it on my own. And so the only time I usually see people step up is when I do these type of deals. So that's why I'm doing it. Because when I ask people on Instagram, like, hey, can you pitch into the fight to help save a life? Crickets, $5 is $5, and I appreciate it. My point being is now I'm giving you something. I'm giving you something of incredible value, and you're saving ever X percent your tax bracket or however that works. So again, I suck at running a foundation where I have to beg for donations. So instead of begging for donations, I'm going to allow you to throw a portion of it over the fence to Lifetime. Okay, so there you go. Instead of 18 grand, I'm going to give you a break. You're going to save 3 grand in the next 72 hours. All you have to do is email me and figure out what we want to do. However you want to structure your deal, 10K to TGO, 5 to the foundation. Wiz, I'm going to do 5 before, the end of the year to get the thing, and then here's what I want to do with the 10. Done. We will figure it out, okay? Um, because 2024, folks, I want you to be in Max Afterburner because when you see the results, I can send you the link to my shared folder with all the case studies in there. We could sit here for 2 hours and brief all the success stories. Not too many failures in that group. Um, I don't tell anybody to shadow trade me, but I don't know how you can fail when everything that I've posted this year in this group is up 108%. And we're going to be shooting some snipers the rest of the day too, because we're hovering around this 45-30 point. And I'm itching to take a couple snipers here. Okay, exactly, Eric. Just ask me. So exactly, Richard. I think this January and February is going to be really really interesting. So I love this, folks. Max Afterburner, last opportunity before the end of the year to get in there and a taxable donation. A lot of you guys and gals that joined Afterburner back under Top Gun Fighter Foundation got a great opportunity to donate to that foundation. Obviously, we changed the name to No Fallen Heroes, so we can help everybody and a lot more people. So time for you guys to get in here, man. We have an incredible group of people. Love, love, love this group. And I love being able to be mobile. I love being able to sit on a chairlift and text out stuff and everything like this. This is where you want to be. Shoot me an email today, tomorrow, or you got 72 hours to let's make a deal. Okay. All right, so we fired a weekly options trade. If you're not in any of these things, I will send you a text and email alert right now. Um, but if you are uh, in the Hunters or the Max Afterburner, you already got the trade. So cool. Everybody good? Email wiz@topgunoptions.com, and I will see many of you tomorrow. Instead of weekly options, we'll do the primary brief tomorrow. And it'll be accelerated retirement too, since Thursday here in the States, we're going to celebrate Thanksgiving. Wednesday night, Panthers play Boston. Bobby couldn't come because he's got a charity event, but I think he's going to come to the Bobby Orr is going to come to the March Panthers game. So, and if you're a lifetime member, you get to do cool shit like that too. Maybe fly in the jet. You get to come to our suite and everything like that. I take care of everybody, but the Max Afterburner folks, the lifetime group, you are my squadron mates, and I go out of my way to give you value. So, all right, guys, I'll get the replay posted here shortly. And this trade will be posted up on the primary live trade brief thing in a little bit. Do we get filled on Amazon? Okay, good. Filled on Amazon, and we are good to go. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. Fights on, namaste, and basi basi. Welcome aboard to all the new Max Afterburner folks. Let's make a deal. Shoot me an email. I'll see you all tomorrow. Cheers.